Welcome! Section 8.3 is the midpoint of a line segment, and this is a nice short section as well. So the midpoint, M, and we'll change that, of a line segment on the graph of a linear relation is the point at the center of the line segment. So what's going to happen is it will be the average of the x-coordinates, and it will be the average of the y-coordinates. Over the page, the midpoint formula is given. M, and we'll use mid since M is going to be used later, equals x1 plus x2 all over 2, which is the average of the x's, and y1 plus y2 over 2, which is the average of the y's. The x and the y coming from the coordinates of the points on the end point of the line segment. So here, as we do this question, determine the coordinates of the midpoint of the line segment with the given pair of end points. That would mean, if this is point 1, we'll have x1, y1, and if this is point 2, we'll have x2, y2. So, mid equals bracket x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. And now let's fill in. So, equals 4 plus 12 all over 2, comma, and 7 plus 3 all over 2, equals 16 divided by 2 is 8, comma, 7 plus 3 is 10 divided by 2 is 5, and end of bracket. So notice that gives you an actual coordinate. With the brackets, it tells you that it is a coordinate. There's your x part, the 8, and the y part, the 5. So this point is halfway in between these 2 points. Next, let's do C. And this looks scary because there's letters in there, but actually this is going to be just fine. So into the equation, and then we'll simplify. So mid equals bracket x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2, end bracket, and this is going to be our x1, y1, x2, y2. So in we go, x1, w plus 3 plus 5w minus 1 all over 2, comma, 2w plus 7w plus 1, bracket, and now we will add these together. So because I have an invisible 1 in front of each of these brackets, I can eliminate the brackets in my mind and combine like terms. W plus 5w will be 6w plus 3 take away 1 is plus 2 all over 2, comma, 2w plus
Paul
7w.
Sloan, if you're in the school, can you contact the office, Paul Sloan?
And plus 1 all over 2. Equals, and I will simplify as far as we can. 2 we can divide into each of the terms, so 3w plus 1 over 1, which we don't need to write, comma, this we can't simplify, 9w plus 1 all over 2. And there's our coordinate, and it's fine to leave it just like that. Okay, number 3, what about a super great story? Ruby was doing a question in her coordinate geometry homework. Her little brother Max wrote over part of the question as a prank. Calculate the missing coordinates. Oh my goodness, look at that! Can you believe it? Here we go. So, mid equals, and x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2, end of bracket, equals, and now let's see what we've got. We've got x1, we don't have y1, we have x2, y2, and then we have the final coordinate, the 6, for the y part of the midpoint. So really, I could do these separately and find the points. I'm going to separate those. x1 is going to be 5 plus x2 is negative 11 over 2 equals negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. And then the y part, y1 we don't know, plus negative 10 all over 2, and I know that that is supposed to equal negative 6. So now I can solve. So times by 2 times by 2, y1 plus a negative 10, I could have just written that negative, take away 10, oh well, equals negative 12, so plus 10, and y1 equals negative 2. Therefore, I have my y1, and I have the x part of the midpoint. And let's reread. Calculate the missing coordinates. There we go. Okay, super fun questions for you to do. Questions 1 to 5, first and last only, 8, 9, and then 12 to 15. Enjoy!